Hello people, it's time for some chess, believe it or not, or we're going to try to push some pieces, checkmate some fools, play some good games and do better than we have done for a while. Let's give it a rock and roll anyway, yeah? So I hope you're all doing alright. Throw in a like and a subscribe please, and let's start with Harry-O. And this is just a bad move. This pawn move is actually aimed against the Grunfeld opening, because now my opponent can't take on c3. I've got other options. I mean, e4 is actually probably a better move there, but this is also quite a dangerous move for my opponent to deal with. And that's the whole point of h4. I mean, I started to play it like about 20 years ago. And I think I was one of the only people to play it. And when I did start to play it, it was quite funny because I had a number of Grandmasters, and they were like, Simon, why are you playing H4? If you're never going to get better at chess playing crap like that. It's a terrible move, Simon. And actually now all the top players in the world are sort of playing it. So sometimes madness is a good thing. Apparently, sometimes it's not, but you know, that's what they tell me anyway. And what's going on here? Well, I mean, it seems all right, this position. Let's just develop a piece. My opponent's king seems a little bit weak. If he castles, I'm gonna rush in with an attack. I've got a nice center. He's got a bad position over here. Let's just kick that knight away to the rim. And okay, not doing that at the moment, and now surely we can come here renewing this threat. And if he takes my bishop, I might even whip that guy off. So the general plan here will though be to take this bishop, get a queen over to h6, take on h7, checkmate, get onto the next game, win a first game, happy days. We can also move the knight in like this, coming in for an attack, maybe around to c4, attacking the queen, bishop c4, d6, bishop takes king. You can't do that, but it's an idea. And yeah, this knight here, where's that going to go? I can see that potentially coming in this way. The rook's lined up against the queen. These pawns have great potential. That d pawn could well become Derek the demon queen. Stutter, stutter, stutter. And these pawns, well, these pawns can also roll up the board to give a little bit of support. My b pawn has b4 coming in, and my king, well, I don't care about the king. The king can maybe evacuate its way over to the queen side, sit very comfortably on a1, and this rook will take part on the Harry attack on the h file. My opponent's piece is over here, can't move very far. That is my plan. So let's rock and roll. Let's get rid of that one. Let's bring in the boys. Bring them in. And now queen h6 is a monstrous threat. And now we continue with the plan. I will leave the paint off the board for a little moment or two. And do we come here first and come in, or do we check and come in? I think we throw all the boys into the position, and in they come. And in they come. Okay, what's next? That was okay. Now we come back and we offer a draw, and we take there. Of course, we never offer draws. Draws are not for me. And you know what's better than a draw? Checkmate. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Jere. I'm jeering at you, Jere. I'm laughing. I'm jeering, Jere. Jere clearly not on the gear. And, well, my opponent is desperately trying to survive here, but this is quite a simple way to pick up a penguin, and that's the way we're gonna rock and roll. Yes, very nice. That's more like it. But we got a great opening there. 21 moves. Come on, game review. Give me a 95er. What's it gonna be? 95 at least. Should be. Maybe 93. 93. But it was smooth. It was a smooth uphill graph, and that's what we want in life. 2850. I feel that in another dimension, my Ilay would be that, and I would be the new Magnus, and I would be a multi-millionaire. I'd have a house on, you know, the edge of a lake in Norway. I would have houses all over the country. I feel like I would be Magnus in another dimension, but not this one. We're just a poor hacker. Okay, so that was alright. I mean, like, but I think the thing is, like, this H4 move, I started to play against people I knew who played the Grunfeld. The Grunfeld is when they go D5, because the big advantage is if you play the normal move here, knight C3, and they play the Grunfeld, they have this tempo gaining, knight takes knight. So let's say you play E4 or whatever you play, they can gain a tempo. But when you play H4, it really rules out D5. It's quite an unbelievable concept, because as happened in the game, you get the same position, but now I've got an extra tempo. So E4 is a stronger move. I kind of know that. But H5 is also, they're probably just equally as strong, because H5, the attack on the Harry file, worked wonders. So this ain't a bad move. And my opponent now tries a typical Grunfeld move, but he's not really well developed enough. So we open up the Harry file. It's always nice to make them take this way, because their pawn structure is a little bit shattered. It's like putting a hand into their heart and just moving their organs slightly to one side, and then having a look and saying, yes, you have a weakness there, like a very warped doctor. And the warped doctor has done his job here. So we now come through the centaur, the knight moves, we keep pushing, and that one is Derek. I didn't come up with the name of pawns, by the way. It was actually Jonathan Rowson. I can't take credit for that in a book. Jonathan Rowson, great writer, great player, 3 times British champion. And I think he called it Derek or something like that. So Rowson is the first person to call him names or something, I think. Maybe there's someone before him, I wouldn't be surprised. And now we just develop, and now we kick this little one away. This was a bad move, it doesn't do anything. And after this, my opponent's just lost here, because he doesn't have enough protection. These 2 pieces, I'm getting rid of one of them. You want to eliminate your opponent's defenders. And when I do get rid of it, well, the queen slips and slides its way into the danger zone. Did I play that first? I thought I gave him a check. Okay, but I didn't. We played this, and the knight was heading to one of these 2 squares. It's pretty straightforward. We just keep attacking, and sometimes it's nice to play with your spaghetti-o, before you eat it. You twirl it around on the fork. You play with it a little bit, you know, you like move it around, try to get it on the fork, put a bit of cheese on, play with your food. We play with our food here, there we go, we're twirling the spaghetti around a little bit, and then we come in for the final kill, kaplonk, and now that is on the agenda, and my opponent is totally in trouble. I will try not to swear for a long time today, but I can't promise anything, because swearing is a sign of emotion, and I'm a very emotional kind of guy. So there we go. Yeah, cool. So we'll wait for the next round. 11 rounds, Title Tuesday, 3 minutes. Best players in the world playing. At the top this week, we have Hikaru Smakamura, Magneto de Carletto Carlson, Fabiano Caruana, and Ferrugia Hans Niemann, who is famous geezer now, isn't he? And all these guys, you know them all. And it's 11 rounds. I've really been trying to get 7.5 recently, which is not easy, because they are the best players in the world, you know, playing, and I'm not. I'm just a hacker. I love sacrificing pieces. I love attacking. I positional chess, can do it occasionally, but we don't like doing that, do we? We prefer checkmate. Checkmate's more fun. So that's what we're going to do today. We're no more Mr. Nice Guy. I should probably clean my jumpers before I do this, but I have been doing some quite fun things recently. It's always nice to update you if you're still here while we wait for the next round. I went to a chess boxing match on Thursday. I wasn't fighting. I'm well out of shape. And bloody hell, I'm glad I wasn't fighting, because the standard of the fighters on Thursday was really good. It was the best standard of boxing I've seen, and they would have put me on my arse pretty quickly. So, terrifying boxers, which I'm definitely not. Maybe a terrifying chess player at times, but not a terrifying boxer. And it was great fun. It was in Scala nightclub in London, and well done to all the boxers. I was really impressed with the standard, as you can tell. So that was on Thursday. Then Friday I was up at the 4NCL. It's a great English league. And here we are. Parham. Let's palm him up. And one of the strongest blitz players in the world. And we had the black pieces. And we're going to have to Dutch him up. Well, at least I can get a Dutch in on the board. So I think we will stick with the classical Dutch, because this opening I probably know better than anyone in the world, even my established, esteemed and very strong opponent. And here, if he takes, well, I can take with a bishop and this is okay. I'm a little bit annoyed he played d4, because d4 is a good move, do not get me wrong. And now I have to do something with his pawn. Now, I could come forwards and try to get a big centre, or we could come here. Now, coming forwards is a good move, don't get me wrong. Coming here is maybe a little bit dodgy, but it's quite interesting. As in, I try to keep these guys flexible, but I don't cover squares like this. I had this position against a couple of Grandmasters in the past, and I think the computer prefers it slightly for white, but you know, I don't care about that. Give me time and I will try and launch the heroes at Parham's king. So I think we're going to try that now. If the knight comes in, we can defend c7. So what I mean by that, if he plonks his knight in one of these two squares, then this is a possibility. But he's really trying to make me do something with his pawn now, and I think now it surely must be time. I mean, this one is also interesting. But he might do a lot of captures knight in here. So I'm gonna play this move, which I'm sure the computer will say is best. But I don't always like playing this move because it takes away the power of that. And now we should have some good moves here, but I mean, this one is gnarly. But let's just play natural moves. Let's just throw the queen in. I'm gonna force his knight back at one stage. I'm just gonna play like a lunatic, because that's the way I roll. That's the way we're gonna rock and roll. And we're just playing for checkmate. And this is the move that we had to have in mind. And my opponent's now coming over here. So can I play this move? Well, if I take, he comes in here. Do I have to take this one? I'd like to go here and maybe take here, but that's getting... I think we have to eliminate this pawn first. If he takes to the bishop, I slip up. We try to give a bit of extra protection. He in a very intriguing position. I think I might have this and then this. If I take here first, he has the f4 square. So I'm thinking, oh fuck. That is painful. Oh my god, I've just missed this. Goodbye, queen. Oh, that. Oh, fuck a duck. Fuck a duck. I was quite happy with the way things are going. I just missed that my queen can't retreat. So I can't even get anything from my queen here. I mean, if I could get two pieces, I might better fight on, but I literally can't even get two pieces for it. Fucking swearing bollocks. Oh, I had quite a pleasant position there, didn't I, as well? Just that was a nasty blunder to fall into, and there's nothing that can be done here, right? I mean, like I say, I can't literally do anything in this position, and well, fuck. Okay, yeah, I mean, everything was alright, but that was a nasty blunder to fall into. Let's have a look. So I was very happy the way the opening had gone, but e4, we can see it gives me it slightly better, but this is where maybe, yeah, d5, of course, quite obvious d5. If he takes, knight takes, I get a strong hold here. Queen h5 ain't too shabby. And now Yeah, just f4. Just go for the attack. I mean, h6 and g5 is the second option. So, and the first option. I don't know what the hell's going on there. So, this is all right, what I did. But I now maybe shouldn't keep coming forwards. Let's get the queen out of trouble, because then I am maybe threatening to take. Knight g4 I didn't think about because I like going forwards. But this is a slight mistake. If I just drop the queen back, his king side is very weak here. I probably should have spent more time at the start, but it's very hard to manage your time against these guys, and this would have been very playable and good Dutch where I'm threatening more stuff. But the real mistake came later on, right? Now he plays here, and I've got to play a move like this when it's just a game, right? This was a really nasty trap that I walked into. The other thing I was thinking of was f4 here, but I don't really believe I've got enough for it. We'll come back to that in a minute. But look at this trick. This was vicious. And rook f7, you don't think your queen's going to be in trouble, really, do you? You don't consider it. Knight f4, what a nasty, nasty move. Bang. And yeah, I mean, I'm amazed it's only -4, but that's enough. Okay, well, that was a little bit sad. It didn't quite flow the way I wanted to. So the other thing, let's just check. I was thinking about playing this move here with the idea of just coming for his king, when indeed bishop takes e4 seems the most scary. It's quite, the thing is, I want to take on h4, but as soon as I do this move, he comes here and my position kind of collapses. So the knight on g4 is not very well placed. So this whole setup would be much better actually if I move the queen out the way, because now I'm mainly, I think, threatening like f4 ideas probably, and as well as f4, also tempting on taking here. But this keeps a very nice initiative on the king's side. His pieces are actually very badly placed here, and I'd have an edge. So, that was painful. That was painful blunders to fall into. We were trying to not let that hold us back too much. I mean, he's a very good player, but I mean, you know, it wasn't a very well spotted. I'm going to put another light on. Well spotted blunder there. Easy to fall into. But, oh man, fuck. We won't have a good one. But okay, let's just put that behind us and get on with it. Nice spotted tactic that he had there. Right, I'll pause it for a sec. Back with the next round in a second. Right, let's see if we can bounce back from that last game, which was a nasty way to lose, wasn't it? Knight f4, nicely spotted by my opponent, and I generally play the same openings in Untitled Tuesday, so we have to always play the tromp. We generally always have to play the birds. I don't know why. I don't ever play the English, do I, or e4, or very rarely. So I think we'll try something slightly different each round today, just to mix it up. And this may look, it's like a Tory or something, I think it's called, but it may look quite dull because you're generally getting this London system format. But I play this, I think I would say, quite interesting. Now, the Greek gift, bishop takes h7 check, is a threat, followed up by knight h4, and we play for mate, giving up the piece. And a lot of these openings, which people think are dull, like anything, you can make anything interesting. I mean, you can even make a plain pizza interesting, can't you? By putting like a load of stuff on it. You know, it's the same chess. You can make dull things interesting by throwing a lot of stuff on them. And now we're just going to go g4 because we have a hook, and it looks fun. And we're just going to play for mate. Obviously, I don't know this position. It's not the kind of position you have on a regular basis, but we're going to keep going forwards. And if he'd love to get these two moves in, but in chess you can't actually have two moves in a row. Funnily enough, that'd be an interesting another game. So if he goes here, I'm going to have to flick in g6 and then try and get my queen over to h5. That'd be my general plan. But what else does he do? If he takes here, I get the open h file, which has been successful. Oh, this looks really dodgy because now I can open him up, surely. I mean, is he... Oh, God. He can't get away with this. Who the hell does he think he is? he can't play this, surely. So I want to get the queen in. Do I check first what they say? The threat is stronger than the execution. So we're going to make way for the queen to float in. Sting like a butterfly, fly like a bee. Is that what they say? Or the other way around, because I'm dyslexic, I've got it mixed up. And this just looks horrendous for my opponent. Surely he can't defend. Now, do we throw this in? I mean, there might be better moves, but his queen... This bishop is so strong. I've got even another rook coming in. I even might have bishop g5. Pawn takes. This is horrendous for my opponent. This knight can follow through, which is generally not a good idea to follow through, but in certain occasions it can be very pleasant if you're desperate to attack. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to follow through. Okay, so I'm going to castle because he stopped rook g1 for a move, but now the threat is there again. And okay, I did miss this, but my position should be so good, it doesn't matter. I've still got this ginormous threat, and every piece pretty much mine's attacking. Maybe not my knight, but everything is looking fantastic here. The bishops are raking. He wants this, but that doesn't really help because I just take it. So I think he can resign now. Knight comes here, knight takes knight, and he didn't defend this for a while. And another brutal game this. It was just that second game where I got rather brutalized rather than doing the brutalizing. Can you make brutalize a ing? Can you put an ing on brutalize? Ing? Brutalize ing. Brutalizing. It's got a rather nice ring to it. Sting the ring, brutalizing. And now the idea is, well, okay, I mean, I can take with my bishop here, I can take the queen, but you know, sometimes the threat is stronger than the execution. Well, that's a major threat. And he's also losing on time. I mean, it can't get much worse for him. And that was 18 moves of pure brutalization in the nation. And yeah, it's this opening, I've had a bit of success with it. And you may have realised from the one thing you've all got to do, if you want to get better at chess, we don't all want to get better. Sometimes we just want to play and mess around, but I do actually try to get better. And one thing I realised, and you know, I'm doing my shit, you know. So like, if I struggle against something like d5, I've been struggling against, haven't I? Yes, you've seen me struggle against this move, and I did a little bit of work. And rather than capturing, this move is interesting because you stop knight e4, and I basically go for the setup that we got in the game. I think the key move is this, and I think there's some line where Prague won a game where he took it and went e4. Very interesting, about equal, but it's quite sharp. If black plays normal moves, as he did in this game, then I actually think white's position is very pleasant because compare the pieces. It's like a London system. This bishop is a killer, and certainly ain't vanilla. Is really a dangerous attacking piece. My opponent's bishop is entombed. It's stuck. It's stuck in its cell. It wants some fresh air, but it ain't coming out for a while, you know. Parole is a long way off for that poor little guy there. He needs to knuckle down and wait. And then we just got to try to do normal moves for the time being. Keeping pieces on seem natural because when your opponent's more cramped, and if we look at this position, I can swap, but who's more cramped? Well, my opponent's more cramped because these guys are like interfering with each other. And therefore, we keep the pieces on the board. The only break he can really do is this. And after he castles, well, I could castle, but this seemed much more fun because bishop h7 is a very standard, well, Greek gift, isn't it? King takes. I don't know if it works. It probably doesn't work even. Good thing he didn't let me do it because I've just realised he can move his knight back there. So I was planning bishop takes, king takes, knight check, king somewhere, queen h5, but then knight f6. But there should be, maybe the knight comes in here first. There should be some way to attack. Maybe my rook can swing round. I don't know. Some stuff will happen. And now we have a hook. So obviously we go for the hook. And the computer says that my opponent should take and go e5. Interesting idea. He's got to try to break out. But after this move, well, this is now getting worse and worse. And his next move is horrendous. I really think he had to try this to try and keep it closed. But the issue he has is I go g6 before he can close the position down. And this would be a key move. If I don't play g6 here, he plays g6, and I can't really break through. But after g6, he's in a world of pain. All I need to do is get my knight out the way and get my queen in. And after bishop f8, wow, this is a travesty. His king is getting slaughtered, and the rest is pretty easy, to be fair. Get the queen in, just bring the pieces into the attack, get the rook in, and well, yes, resigns is probably his best move in this option. So we're on 2 out of 3. We need to win the next one. We do our normal, get to 3 out of 4. Then we have a horrible second, third. We start crying, we shed some tears. And then we end up with a horrible score. I regret what the hell I'm doing. Why am I filming these Title Tuesdays? And I'm like, I really got to do something else in my life. That's what normally happens, but not today. We're gonna win the next game, and we're gonna have a bloody good. The part I was struggling is the second part of this. I break it up. First 3 games, next 3 games, the next 3 games. That's not right. There's more games than that. 4 games. It's 11 games in total, but we break it up into thirds. 1 more game in this section, is that right? Yes, because we've had 3. God, I'm doubting myself now. Descartes would be very proud. Next game starting in the jiffy, our boys and girls. Jiffy. Well, we got our... okay, I'm going to go English. I've got a third white, which is very peculiar for me, because I'm normally getting blacks more. And we're back into d4 now. I know in my course I recommend something else, but I'm quite happy playing d4. And now this move, which it's a little bit tricky to. I can never remember what. Oh, he's bloody played it as well. I can never remember what to do after this. I think it's this and e4. Is that right? I did have a look at this because I thought someone might surprise me, but. Yeah, and now I think it's take and this move, and this is supposed to be about equal, but sort of varying on equal to slightly better for white. I don't know what's best, but we'll take here, and we'll just develop. We're a pawn down, but we've got the 2 bishops. He's got a couple of weak pawns, so we're just trying. If we can win 1 pawn back, we should have some pressure. But this is certainly not aggressive attacking chess, but occasionally, just occasionally, we have to play you know, a bit more positional. I would never play an opening like this as black. I mean, this doesn't look much fun to play for black. I mean, I suppose black could be a positional player, he wants to grind me down, and I know a lot of top players play it like this, but I always say this, you know, don't play like the top players. And you might be thinking, what? Okay, I'm going to grab that pawn now. Why not? If he takes my knight, I get 2 bishops. I mean, the top players think differently. They are different beasts. They've got exceptional memories, exceptional tactical abilities. They've got a team of seconds behind them. And people like me and you, more so probably you, because I'm a Grandmaster. I have to remind myself that occasionally. We don't have the ability or the backing that they do, so we shouldn't play in a similar manner to the top players, because we're not going to be able to replicate the way they play. It's just a simple fact. And now I'm going to tickle this move. Okay, I've got to think a little bit now. Do I still come in, or do we put a rook on d1 first? I think we put a rook on d1. So openings like this are really hard to play for mere mortals. They might be right for Grandmaster to play. For mere mortals, these kind of positions where you're playing, you know, 2 bishops, open position, I would never play like this as a human. Now my plan is to play this, which I'm not going to think too much about. And the point is, if he takes the knight, I feel I can win the exchange just by taking the rook. So that was the idea behind my last move, because otherwise exchanges may help him a little bit. So we're just threatening to take here, and also maybe just grab the bishop. Probably last move he should have whipped my knight off, but then I have a standard advantage. 2 bishops, etc. Now, knight in here looks pretty bloody tasty to me, boys and girls. Where I can come here. Yeah, that's got to be good, right? Now, if he takes my rook, check, and I have discovered check. But is there a good discovered check? If not, there's not actually a great discovered check after the king comes here. What am I missing? Because he can survive. He can take and go rook c8. And then knight check, king f7. There must be something there. I don't think there's any point throwing this check in. I have to take the rook anyway. He's got to move his rook. And this check, where is my good discovered check? It just feels like there should be something, but I can't see it. So he's found it. This check has to be correct, right? It'd be crazy not to play it. And now the key move's coming up. The king goes somewhere. And I can maybe win this pawn on b7, but that doesn't seem as fantastic as it could be, right? It should be, you know, it should be something stronger with this killer. So check here. He can even come out here with a king. Very strange. They probably want to try to get rid of my bishop or something like this next move, say. Now check doesn't really help me. Check, king here, and if I start, it's amazing this is not winning, right? Now do I take, king takes? Unbelievable, this is not as good. This check comes up. Check. Okay, so if I go here, if he goes here, I have knight d8. Maybe I should have done that first. And if king comes up, bishop f7 check. But if check, and he just moves his king back, well, let's play it once. But actually, well, yes, my knight's not great. Check, he come. Okay, let's do it once, but he can't come up because bishop f7, and he's going to lose the exchange. Bishop e6 check. So here, check. King f5. Oh, he can't do this, I don't think, because this was my idea. This is why I put the pawn here, and now this one was what I was thinking. Just check if there's a better move here, but that looks pretty tasty. And just now we can just win the exchange. But of course we're looking for a checkmate here. I can't see a checkmate. Takes, and then if bishop takes, check. Okay, maybe we can flick this one in, because probably the more pieces we exchange, I mean, that's a whole rook, so I mean, I could just take that one, but why am I playing for checkmate when I can literally just win the game immediately by taking his rook? And I want to checkmate him. I'm probably going to end up regretting my life choices, but checkmate is much more fun, isn't it? It should be, but where is the checkmate? He takes here. Okay, I'm gonna whip him off. Literally, I'm gonna whip him off because I'm running out of time. And the point is, I'm gonna take that one, and like, you know, even I should be able to win that position. But weirdly enough, that was quite okay. But I mean, I probably missed something stronger there, didn't I? Did you guys? I mean, did you guys find something better? Maybe. Let's have a look. 92% is. He actually got back. Look at that. He got back to being okay there. And then he made that blunder. So let's just see where I could have improved. So we're on 3 out of 4. This is a good start. This is a good start. The next portion, though, the next 4 games are key. If I can just get another 3 out of 4 and get to 6 points out of 8, I will be flying through the clouds on my magic carpet. Great song, Steppenwolf. The magic carpet ride. Probably the 2 best soundtracks of all time must be Easy Rider. That is just like the best soundtrack of all time. Love that film. Love watching that film, especially in the old days. And then the Doors soundtrack, because I love the Doors. But you know, I don't know. I'm digressing. Magic Carpet Ride. What a great song. So round about here, this looked crushing. I'll put the computer on so we can see what I missed. Did you find anything better? So knight d5, bishop e7, knight c7, rook takes here. And I don't actually check here. That's amazing, isn't it? The check looks like it should be strong. But now, there's nothing obvious. So it's weird. I wanted to go check here, but then my knight gets a bit funny. And one idea is to go here and come back. Computer's on drugs. Rook c1 just looks stupid. So it's not as easy as I thought. And this move, he played the best move. And this, I didn't actually like this, because after check, I realised this king should probably come back. If it comes to e8, I get a check here, which allows me to keep the 2 bishops. And I should have a bigger advantage than it indicates there. Because, okay, I've got no immediate win in this position, but surely with the 2 bishops, open position, weak pawn there, I should be doing well. But my opponent blundered now, and he just came here. And of course, it's now all over. Let's just see if I missed a win. It wants me to take here. Was there a checkmate here, though? Was there a checkmate? No. It feels like there should be a checkmate here. But with my time getting a little bit low, I didn't want to, like... if I lost this, that would have been painful, as I'm just winning this piece. So maybe I played okay. Just okay. And we'll have a look at the scores on the doors at the people leading, who are, and look at that, Parmania, who's at the top. Well, he's bound to be, after his very tough game in round 2, where it may have only been like 14 moves against some Grandmaster. The Grandmaster was clearly the favourite. And Parham is rolling. And David Howe, you old mucker. And you got all the normal people up there. So, but we're on 3 points, so that we'll take that. But the next 4 rounds key. Let's just try. Focus, man. Focus. I would also like to say hello, just before we have a little break, to anyone who said hello to me, which was quite cool at chess boxing. It's always nice when you bump into people, as long as they're not arseholes. And I haven't met an arsehole for a very long time, years and years. You generally don't meet arseholes. 99% of people are good, right? And I don't mind weird people. Weird people are cool. I mean, look at me. I ain't bloody normal, am I? So, hello to everyone who said hello at chess boxing. And it's very nice that, you come up and say hello, and the words of encouragement are really cool. So thank you very much. I'm not very good at reading comments, doing social media anymore. Can't be fucked. And everyone at the Floor and CL, we said hello. And yeah, it's nice. So it is good to get some words of encouragement. I'm certainly not the biggest streamer or YouTuber, and I don't want to be, but I would like to get to 100,000 subs, right? That would be nice. And I think we're getting there. Make sure you do, tell all your friends about it, and like sub to the channel, subscribe in it, and like the video. I think these things help. But I bet you're really wanting me to play good chess as well, yeah? I mean, I talk a lot of shit, but you probably want to see some good chess here. I can't promise that, but we can promise some entertainment occasionally. Only occasionally. Only on the odd moment now and again. So back with the next round, the important next 4 rounds. We're on 3 out of 4. The next 4 rounds key. Probably going to be playing someone tough. We've got a lot of blacks coming our way, but we're going to use them and we're going to crush it. And the next round will be starting in a jiffy. I love the word jiffy for some reason. So here we are. We do have a tough player, a Grandmaster, and you know what? I might play something a bit wacky. I'm going to play this. This is the Mushroom Gambit, and it's not particularly great, but I am just going over this. I do an article now. My only article I do for let me just think a little bit, for chess publishing. Think about the position, and the right way for white to play is this. But it's quite an interesting gambit. It might be all right for club players, and I'm just covering some weird gambits in my... It's kind of an insane gambit that only mental people would play, so it's kind of perfect. And the whole point is you're trying to get castled queenside, and you're just trying to have some fun. Now, I don't know if I take there and flick the knight in. Do we do that, or do we retreat sensibly? Now, flicking the knight in could be... a wise choice, but let's just go here for now. And I just want these two moves, castles, then we get the rook to the d file. And we can have a little bit of fun there. So it's kind of like unsound, but I always play the Dutch. And I want to be a little bit more, go back to my roots of the Psycho Cowboy. The OG Cowboy. That's where I came from, man. And the only way to do that is to play like a loony. Okay, so he's going to take here. Now, knight e7 doesn't feel right. He goes here. Now, even to check here is not ridiculous. But let's just go here and castle queenside. I mean, it's a little bit too much. But, I mean, got decent development, have I not? And I'm going to castle. And if he takes here, well, so what? We're just going to try. If he takes here, I have bishop h2 check. And I can win his queen. So if he castles quickly, I castle with bishop h2 as a threat. And this is the Cowboy Gambit. Actually, I've seen Andrew Tang. He only plays it in bullet chess. And now I think this may be a threat, right? And if he moves his queen out the way, then my knight can hop in. So if we just count, you know, I've got a lot of bits doing a lot of bitty things. So we surely come in here. And if the bishop moves, we can take it, keep some pressure up. But can we also take here? Bishop takes, queen e5, threatening mate, g3. So he defends there. And bishop e2 looks forced to me. Now, if I take there, he has to go bishop takes. That's probably the way to play, doesn't he? I mean, this knight takes here should get decent compensation. Here, knight takes here. Like knight f6, for example. Okay, so he hasn't done that. He's come here, meaning I keep the pin. And now, probably a simple developing move. Is e5 something I need to concern myself with? Well, I'm thinking of g5 here. Because... interesting gambit. So knight f6, e5, bishop takes. Okay, I think we can do this. I think keeping developing, and I want to maybe put the knight on d7 and come this way. And this means we've got everything developed, but that extra pawn, not too concerned about. I mean, and if he goes g4, I might just whip it off. So he's preparing this one. So now, this is what I had up my sleeve, because e5 was certainly a threat, and now I think we probably should take here. Well, I think we have to take here. Is there anything like really funky here? Like bishop takes an h5. That is like a move of, oh god, takes h5, takes here. I think it's a little bit too much. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to keep it here. I can move the bishop. Taking, okay, I don't know. That might be too much. So let's go here. Now here, right, so he stops that. And now he's threatened this one probably, but h5 now, surely. And if here, I can always move the bishop, but knight e5 also. Okay, knight e5 first, and if knight takes an f4, well, probably I should take with the bishop and come check, but maybe this was just wrong, this way of playing, yeah? Because he's got f5, and I've got to try something like this, and I've got to try to force my way in. Shorter time, both of us, so he's keeping it closed, so we got again to give ourselves opportunities to get in. He is still a pawn up, but you know, it seems like I have been having slightly more fun than my opponent, but it's only going to be fun if I win. So bishop slipping into h5 is why I played this last move, and he's a little bit overextended. My king seems perfectly safe, so I think this is still pretty decent compensation. So do we take this? I think we take this one. Okay, he's getting rid of my pieces. Now, I can take there, but he's got to check. So let's just move the king out of the way, threatening this one. So he has to move that one. Now, how do we get our pieces in? Got to move quick. I'm too slow here. I'm being quiet because it's bloody intense position, yeah? 6. Oh shit. Fuck. Fuck a duck. Fuck. I could have checked in there, bollocks. Fuck! Pre-moved it. Ah! Oh, I thought I definitely had enough play there, didn't I? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. But again, when we get short of time, it goes to shit. Let's have a look then. So, I don't know. I mean, my position here, the computer actually prefers me. So it's an interesting gambit. It's nice to just try going back to the old Cowboy days. Well, it is when you win, but I didn't win, so it's not so nice. So I should stick to the Dutch. And this, I reckon, is pretty decent play. I mean, the computer's never going to like it because it's a materialistic bastard. And why isn't my mouse now working? Click. Yes. It doesn't like me. It doesn't like me swearing. I apologise to all the youngsters out there. But this looked good. Oh, hang on a minute. Don't go all the way back. As soon as I castled, I was getting quite excited here. And when he starts playing moves like this, so I even have better. So I could take here now and win the queen. Ah, my words. But this looks so tempting. It's not working. Bishop here. Okay, so I played. This is still all right. And now rook e1, one of the top moves. Let's use this. Knight d7 is a good move. G4, and this is where I wanted to take and go h5. The computer says I am on drugs if I do that, which I'm not. So okay, so we won't. That was a little bit too much, I admit. But this is still about even. I just missed that one chance so far. Queen e2, and now I feel like my next move is a mistake. It wants me to just play the very sensible rook here, but. Well, I mean, maybe. Why not h5? What's wrong with that? Bringing Harry into it. e5. Well, I can move the bishop, can't I? That's what I thought he'd go e5. All right, knight e5. I wasn't sure about because he does have this f4. But even now, it's better for him. But his king is always going to be a little bit unsure of itself. And around here, he had a massive think, which put me in a full sense of security. I need to win the next 3 now, by the way, because, let's not have another bad second session. And even, he found another good move. He's finding good moves, isn't he? I was wondering if I should keep the bishops on. But I think we should take it. And because he has queen f5 check, I don't have anything cheeky. So I'm straight in with another game. It's a little bit pity. But, okay, are we going to try the psycho mushroom gambit again? Against Cesar. Well, can we take down Cesar with some mushrooms like the Druids used to do in the old days of the English Rebellion? Apparently, that's how the English he's tempting me again. The Cowboy Gambit. Oh, don't do it, Simon. I've done it already. The Cowboy Gambit is back on the board. And most people play it with this Queen e7 move, which I just don't like. This is the way to do it. Get your pieces in the game. Acceleration in the nation. Now, I haven't looked at this move. And I believe that... I did look at this move, actually, but I can't remember it very well. That if he takes, I was going to go queen there. Now, I don't know what to do against this. But there should be some sexy stuff. Again... I'm going to try and discombobulate him with this D file. And look, we get the cowboy mushroom opening, cowboy on mushroom opening. I think this is a mushroom or mushrooms. Only the position will decide. Is certainly some funky shit. Oh my god, as the prodigy would say, it's the funky shit. Now, I think there must be enough play here because he's, again, disc and bobbed. And he's lashed out with this move, but I've always got h4. But let's develop first, because I might want to come in here. Because now that his king is committed, h5 is going to be stronger. Because if I can open up the h-file, happy days. And he can't, this is the problem he has, he can't bid for freedom. Who cares if it's a pawn? Pawn, no one wants pawns. Pawns just get in the way. They just get in the way. So now, in we go. In like Errol. Errol will be proud of me because we want to eliminate his defenders. And look at this. Look at this little boy. This little boy is poking his head and saying, hi, hello, king. Hello, I'm coming to molest you. And molesting kings. I'm sure that is something that history will frown upon. Charles. Okay, now, oh, that's a dangerous move. If I take there, cheeky monkey, he's going to come there and chuck mutt me. But, come on, there must be something here. Don't fall for this shit. Now, what am I missing? I have this and queen here, and then take there. I have queen here, then he moves his rook to d1. And he's running for the hills. Now, I think we don't need this rook. The rook is just... The rook is irrelevant. Let's get rid of that rook. And my idea here, he goes rook d1 anyway. Now, do I play this very calm with c6? I'm always so bad when I run out. I've run out of pieces. Here, rook d1. I kind of miss that one. But I think we have to go c6. Have I shot my... Oh, come on. We're still attacking. It's okay. Do not panic. We can still throw them in. And bishop coming here. Come on, this is all right. But is there something better? It feels like I'm missing things. But, or do I move the queen here? Is that better? No, I don't know. It's just very confusing. Life is very confusing. Let's go here. I don't know if this is good or bad. Or ugly. And I just want to go here. So he probably moves his bishop. I go here. And then he counter sacrifices. Okay, he's threatening a check. So I think we have to go here. Now, if he does counter sacrifice, I can check and come here. And what am I? A pawn and exchange down. I've still got a little bit of initiative, right? I think he has to do this. Now, does this check? Is this check the way to proceed, or do I just go here? So confusing, chess. I think we do this one. I don't know. And we're now just a pawn down. But with rook d1 coming, he's starting to get his bits in order. Now, queen h3 is a mental move. Rook takes rook d8. Don't do that to me. That'd be shameful. But I can do something probably. Queen h3. I have to move my rook. It's okay. If he goes queen here, I take, and then he takes it. That's another good move for him. Why am I seeing so many good moves from my opponent? Why am I all so bad in the second section? Why is this opening so shit? Why am I asking? Oh, he's found it, the bastard. What a bastard. Check. They're always finding the moves, aren't they? Not nice. Stop finding them. And if I take, I don't like... Okay. I have to go here. He's threatening me with a couple of mates here. Well, that one. Now he moves his king. I take his bishop. He takes here. And we have to just play that position, I think. Which is not very fun. I have to be completely honest. It's not what I really had wanted in life, this kind of thing. But you don't always get what you want. Because you can go into an ending a pawn up. That's the problem with gambits. You lose things. And sometimes you don't get them back. And I'm kind of groveling for survival here. I mean, one of these moves... Well, trying to... Do I just play this? Is it just a check? Oh, I haven't got any time. I'm hoping it's just a check. If he comes in, I take his pawn with check. He's also getting short time, but if he's anything like me... Okay, let's try and get out of the way. This check here would be frustrating. Let's try and get out of the way of the checks and use the rook. Okay, now I can whip a pawn back, and I feel like I could really do with taking pawn, but it allows him in. I haven't got time to think about this, have I? Haven't got time to think. And do we go here or do we go here? What do we do? Shit time. Hopefully he's slower than me. We don't want to draw, clearly, because we prefer to lose, apparently. Oh, man. Just rushing it like Billy O. Ah! Oh, we needed that one. I can't believe I actually found someone who is slower than me. Do you think that is enough of the Cowboy on Mushrooms Gambit? Or do you want to see more of the Cowboy and Mushrooms Gambit? I think that's enough for a lifetime, personally. Bring me back the Dutch. I mean, I'm not good enough to make Cowboys and Mushrooms work. As much as it's an interesting and fluid concept. And it's all gone blurry now. Is that just me? Is that me? Am I seeing things blurry, or are you? Or are you maybe a little bit hazy as well? And when I talk about mushrooms, of course I mean Portobello mushrooms with steak, because they are beautifully cooked and beautifully nice. And I'm just trying to get... Is it me? Is it me who's blurry, or is it the video? I really don't know. Am I seeing things in blurry vision? Oh, I don't care. Oh, there we go. Is that blurry? I don't know, maybe I'm just having a stroke. If I am, it'll probably get me up to 100,000 subscribers, so maybe that is the only way. So we won, thank the Lord. And right, let's have a look, because that was entertaining. And it felt like a look, I'm getting quite good openings from the Cowboy and Mushrooms Gambit. I'm actually on about move 10, I'm always doing all right. Look at this. This is a little bit of action, right? And now he weakens his king, which I was very happy to see. We develop and we play this, and this looks great. And look, takes, and I started to go a little... I mean, this looks obvious, but I don't think it's best. I think I should... Well, Queen e6 is now the computer suggestion. Knight e4 is not bad. Okay, we played it. Queen here. This was a great move. This was a great move because it gets him out of a lot of his problems. And I should have just gone Queen h4. And after rook here... rook e8 to support the knight. Yeah, I've got to keep my knight there, and then I can bring the bishop in, and that is funky. So this is what I missed. I wanted to go here, but this move put me off when his king is actually quite safe here if I go for mate. But the danger is I thought my knight had to move, but because of this, but I can actually stabilize. I can just go here. On the next move, my bishop joins in the attack, and then I've got a lot of good stuff happening. So that was the way to play. Now this rook takes here was unsound, and what I had not really envisioned is that if I go queen here, threatening mate, threatening the bishop, he just goes rook d1 anyway, and he stops it. So that okay, well, thank goodness I've got the white pieces, and we have to play the birds. I don't know why I keep playing the bird shit. Thank goodness I've got the white pieces, because it means I can't do the Cowboys on Mushrooms Gambit, which I'll save for you out there. Have a little play with it and see how you get on. Let me know how you do. Let me know if you do better than me. And we're just going to play, okay, reverse birds. And the good thing about the birds is you can get the bishop to the long diagonal, which you can't often do in other lines. Now I'm going to have a little bit of water because it's getting to the halfway mark. And can I go... you probably shouldn't play chess like this. I just want to put a little bit of a warning on this move. This should come with like a bit of a health warning that the king should castle. You shouldn't just play rook g1 and g4. It's not normal for a human being to do this, but I'm not normal. And okay, so he's doing some stuff as well. Bastard. And he's blocked my bishop up. Could I have taken that? I don't know. I didn't even look at it. I don't like taking pawns. And now I'm thinking, if I get my knight to c4, get my queen to here. Okay, so he's coming here. That's an interesting position. If I go here, he's going to play here. Now, is there something happening over here? This is what I'm really relying on. Now, I don't even, for some reason, I'm not worried about. Okay, let's go g5, because once you started playing like a lunatic, you can't really turn back. You have to go all in. And now I want knight here and queen here and here. A little bit optimistic, but hey ho. When the shit is running down your legs, it's better to be an optimist than a pessimist. And from personal experience, that's what I think. Okay, now what am I doing? Okay, I did say I was going to put the knight here, but okay, well, I don't know what else to do. I'm not worried about him taking him. Maybe he can take there, but it just feels like I open another bishop, so I'm probably going to sack my bishops and mate him if he does that. And if he tries to get rid of a bishop, okay, so he goes here. What in the flip is going on? I think I take this because my queen wants to join in somewhere. And now, can I take that? No, let's win the piece back. And he wants to check here. And is my king going to run that way? But then I'd love to castle queenside. So bishop takes here. Queen over here. Check. King somewhere. And we have a wild position. If he doesn't do that, I'm going to move the queen castles. And I'm very happy. So I think he should do this. Why can't he? Why is he even thinking about this move? If he goes there, what am I going to do? I think this throwing the queen. Okay, he's not. He's going here. Well, this should now be very dangerous for him. Should it? I don't know. Do I throw it in anyway? My king can come here. Okay, let's do it. I need to get a rook over here. Okay, so come on, king. And what is this? So I have to keep going forwards. I don't know. I'm getting shivers about this. And if I can get a rook to h4, but how do I get a rook to h4? We have to maybe do this, and that takes a lot of moves. Don't check me. That's not very nice of you, is it? I have to go here, and he's blocked my bishop in now, but I get here with a tempo. He's going to go rook d8 next move as well. Okay, so he's coming in here. I have to admit, my king is also a little bit unsure of itself. And it's starting to look quite dodgy, this now, for me. I have to say. That was a good move. I don't know if I like this. Something is smelly. My king is wanting to come here. My heart is saying come here, and my head is saying get professional help. I mean, if he checks coming here, I mean, okay, so he didn't do that. Thank goodness. But my king, I mean, this is probably not any better, is it? I mean, this is just, oh, fuck it. We're going to do it. It can't be right playing that. If he goes here, takes, c4. My king is in the middle of the board. What am I doing? And how am I going to checkmate him? I need to get a rook. Oh, wow. Don't trap my queen. Don't do that. Okay, bishop here and pray to get out. Now, rook here. No, I can't get over. He's going to move his rook and move his bishop. So I have to play this, but my king is... But he can still trap my queen. He just moves his rook, moves my bit. My queen is being... Oh, okay. He didn't trap my queen. But, I mean, he's played this well. And now my king is... Oh, God. He's played this very well. I'm not going to be too upset. Of course I am. And now he's threatening this. Why did I put my king there? What's wrong with me? Very interesting game. And now he's just literally going to. He has this. Yeah, my position's now cracking. I say now cracking. It's been cracking for a while, isn't it? My king is too weak. He can come here, and I don't have an attack. Never really had one, actually. Never really had one. And well, we'll keep playing on. If I can get these two moves in, we can keep the game lasting. But this wins my queen. Check. Oh no, because this queen's on pre. Okay, this check is clearly best. I have to go here. And now he's coming in here. Obviously, my position is just terrible. Check here. Win my rook. Yeah, okay. Ah. Wow, I mean, check here as well. Bloody hell. Okay. Well, we're getting some interesting games, but we're only on 1 out of 3 in this section again. Okay, let's just try to work out. Well, we must win the next one to get to 5 out of 8, and that leaves us 6, 7. We need to get 3.5. It's so hard to get 7.5 now. Maybe I'll just become a lot worse. But I mean, maybe I shouldn't be experimenting with so many weird openings. Let's have a look. See if there was any. I mean, this is not. I'm experimenting a little bit too much today. My position. This is actually. I know this is quite a pleasant position in general play. Don't listen to the computer. I was always used to play as a bishop d3, knight e5, and castles, and swing the rook around. And on a sane Sunday afternoon, I would do that, and it's actually very pleasant. So normally I put the bishop here or here. And after something like this, I would castle, knight here, I would go here, and now I go rook here. And this position is a lot of fun to play. So this is what I do normally, but sometimes it's nice to try out new ideas. I'm not sure if I'm doing it straight away. Why don't I go g4 straight away? If I'm going to do this, just do it now and go rook g1. Well, it's not very good. Okay, and later on, I mean, this was a little bit too much, wasn't it? It didn't, this was a very good move for me. My opponent played very well in this game. Very, very well. And yeah, this was a big mistake, so I had to bring the knight in. That was what I needed to play. My king is too weak here. Queen h6, and I never get in. This was a great check. I missed this check, and now I'm really struggling, aren't I? He must have played very accurately there. Let's have a look at his accuracy level. I mean, that ain't bad in such a complicated game. I mean, look at the thing. That is computer-like accuracy. I'm not saying he's computer. I'm just saying it's computer-like accuracy. 95%, and in such a sharp game, you know, the position was so sharp. To play that well in such a sharp game is commendable. So yeah. So I don't have to feel so bad. And what are you supposed to do when someone plays like that in a sharp game? But anyway, the game's gone. Interesting ideas we're trying today. I think we're going to have to go for the Mushroom Cowboy Gambit again. I don't know why we're going to do it again. Well, actually, the last two, after 10 moves, in the last time we done the Cowboy Mushroom Gambit on Portobello mushrooms, if you're asking, my favourite. I like the mistake, hence the name. They're nice and flat, like my tummy. Yeah, so we need to win the next game, get to 5 points, and then we need 2.5. We've got to get 3.5 out of 4. Just 7.5 seems like hard work nowadays. Probably is when you're playing crazy gambits, but I'm kind of enjoying playing stupid cowboy chess for a change. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna get 3.5. Come on, we're gonna get 3.5. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. And why can't I? Okay, next game should be starting any second, and we are in. So, are we? Oh no, we're in, and we're playing a little kid. Okay. If he goes, I hope he doesn't go d4, because will I be able to resist pushing the e-pawn? This is the problem. Thank goodness for that. At least this. Can you do the same? Mushroom Gambit the other way around? I wonder. No, we're going to do French. Let's have one sensible game, because we want to get 3.5. We want to win this game, so we need 2.5. And the French is really my go-to opening. It's the opening I have the most faith in. And we might funk it up. Oh my god. And we might play this move. Over the top. Over the top the knight goes. And if you play like a move like that ever in a game of chess, you've got to do the hand movement when you play. You've got to go there and go, and then sit back and just look at your opponent like you're a psycho. Okay, so this should be okay, because normally you give up your bishop in these positions to do such damage. Now I could stop this one from annoying me, but do we need to stop that? I've got h6. I'm gonna let's go queen over here. Let's hit the queen side. Now often he wants this one. I could try to get rid of the light square bishops. It's a very standard idea. Or we could close it down. I'm just trying to think what do we want here? Okay, I'm just going to develop for now. I'm going to keep it flexible. I don't know if I want to close it, which is an idea in French defense. I'm given the option of opening things with c4 himself when I drop back, and he's bringing his rook out. Interesting. So if I go here now, he will play c4. So again, I feel blocking it might be correct. But I'm hesitant, aren't I? I could also... Okay, this is also very common. Let's go here. Because the reason I was hesitant about putting my queen there is sometimes the rook comes to h4, but he's not able to do that now. And this is a much better square for my queen, but I could get mated with knight here. So I'm just going to stop the knight coming there, because this is a very dangerous attacking motif when the knight comes in with the queen. And I'm trying to get rid of his light square bishop. Have I covered his aggressive ideas over here? I hope so. If I can get rid of the light square bishop, if I can, then he does have his own problems. So I am now getting rid of the light square bishop, thank goodness. And also swapping queens. Again, I've got decades of experience in French defense and these kind of structures. And if you can swap queens, I feel black should be better there, because his pawns are weak, and these positions are much more dangerous for black with the queens on, because the king becomes a heavy target. So my opponent realized that, and he avoids the exchange of queens. And now again, do I take, or do I come in with a knight, or do I wait a little bit? Okay, I'm going to come in with a knight. It looks like a square. The only reason I was hesitant is because the knight had some useful pressure on d4 already. So even though this is a nice outpost for the knight, I'm not necessarily sure it's better. Okay, and now what do I take? I'm going to get rid of the bishop. Interesting choice, I think. And do we castle, or do we do something else here? Like rook c8, and got a bit worried about stuff happening to this square. Which way am I castling? Am I going to castle? No. Okay, rook c8, but this square is weak. I shouldn't have taken on e3. That was a very bad idea, and I've got to go back to defending. My bishop's covering that, my rook's covering that, but last move could I take in there? Well, possible. How do I get these guys out? Okay, I need to find some targets, so let's hit his weak pawns over there. Important game, this one, if I want to get to 7.5, so I need to really focus. And taking here is my next move, probably, yeah? All these players are good though, aren't they? I mean, even, like I say, even these guys, NM, play very good chess. Now this is, I want these guys to play, but I don't know how I get them in. Do I run the king like this? Okay, is this knight coming around? Do I take? Okay, I'm going to take, so I've got the possibility of doing that. And now here his queen comes in. Move the bishop, he takes there. He comes over here. I'm going to do this. I can't think of anything else, but I've left this a bit weak now. Ay, missed his manoeuvre there. Some nice manoeuvres going on by my opponent. I didn't even mean to do that so quick. I was thinking about that move. Knight here. It's just these pawns. He's played this well, hasn't he? Still fighting. Still very interesting. And now this pawns could be weak. Rook here. I don't know how I defend it. Got to grab that one, but maybe I flick him. Okay, so we've got. Now this one comes back as well. Yeah, I don't have time to get his rook in. F6. Let's play it out. But now he hits this. Interesting end to this game. Been an interesting game all round. How is this looking? How is this? My B pawn relying on. He wants this one. Can I sacrifice it and push? I'm going to try. If he pushes, yeah, he can do this, can't he? Crazy position. Trying to distract one of his rooks away so my pieces can suddenly come to life. Rook b8. So obviously this is key. Can I go here? Here? Fuck, check. Oh my god, Simon. Why did I do that, man? Unbelievable mistakes I'm making. Oh, blundering the rook like that was just reckless endangerment. Simon. Oh no. Well, it looks like we're playing for 7 points again. This is clearly lost, and position was alright, but it's just blundering that rook there at the end. I mean, it was just winning, right? But I just, again, big blunder in a bad position. I mean, here, obviously it's game over. We played quite well to get here, but I just missed this check. And you can see, boom, look at that valuation bar. Anything else, like move the king first, is probably the most sensible way of doing it. And then these pawns are going to come through. That check was a killer. So annoying game there, and yeah, just a big blunder at the end. So we now have 3 games left, and we've got to try to obviously get to 7 points. Can we just hang in for 7 and play well in the last 3? I mean, the position was just, I think, fairly even throughout. Even here, you look at it, it's pretty even. It was a good fight. But I think where the tide changed in my favour was probably when we managed to sacrifice this exchange. Yeah? So round about here, we got the opportunity to sacrifice, and with b3, he started to get a little bit confused, and I think we dealt with this pretty well. This was getting better and better, and this is the losing move. It should have been the losing move for him. Bishop f6, the computer says, is even better, but this seemed very strong. Okay, he can take it, but hard move to find. And as soon as we get this should really be game, but I got to avoid blundering, which I'm not doing a very good job of. So let's just see if we can get 3 points in the last bit. I think we're going to have to keep the crazy gambits going after that one. That was far too sensible, and 7 points would still be a result at the moment. Okay, well, it's time to play some chess and gambit, and let's finish this tournament off in style. And Well, I haven't played the Wing Gambit for a while, and we're in that kind of mood today, so let's do it. And I don't think this is a very good response, because now I get the centre for free, and he's got a very bad version of a Wing Gambit here. So let's take the opportunity to build up behind as many pawns as possible. And what's better than 2 pawns in the centre? 3 pawns. And I think an ideal setup in these situations is pieces behind, castles. Does he want this one? Well, maybe. So I'm just going to go here because I love the light squared bishop in these positions. This is the piece that can often be the killer, as we've seen before. And e5 and something happening there is what we can have the agenda. So he's really trying this, but then I've got c4. So I might be able to play another useful move here. But it's very tempting just to go for, let's go for the kill. Let's not mess around. So let's open up this guy and use the center to try and attack. Okay, now c4, his knight comes in here. Queen here comes over here. I've even got stuff like knight here when he might have to take it. Now, is that a problem? Well, I'm going to go here. Now, the reason I'm a bit hesitant about this move is where's my knight going to go? But maybe we don't need these 2 pieces. And this also kind of tries to rule out bishop here, because c4 is now maybe a threat, because it would force his knight back somewhere very passive. He can't go knight b4 anymore. And c4, I'd love to get all his pieces in a little huddle on a completely irrelevant part of the board. If they're all over there going, no, I don't want to play in the game. I don't want to go near the king. The king always gets stuff happening to him. I want to stay over here. I want to hide. So if these pieces want to go hide and seek over there, I'll be happy. And we can then maybe move the knight to c3. Because I can't see anything immediate. Just this bishop is a long-term, very strong attacker. So he's renewing that threat. So let's stop that threat. The only idea I could see behind this was to renew b4 for knight. So we take that away. And this knight, if it comes here, it's not going anywhere. The bishop comes here, c4. So he's still got this issue of this one to come. So now he's like, come on, let's huddle over here, boys. And we developed the last piece. And now that I've got full development, it's time to start thinking about the kill. Because I mean, generally, you know, before you go for the madness, it's a good idea to develop the pieces, isn't it? So that's what we're doing here. And we might even be able to just, if he's going that way, let's bring him the other way, right? We could even start bringing the boys over to this side of the board. So he's going super defensive. And let's go. Let's throw everything towards the king. They're just heading that way. And how do we keep throwing them? So this one, I'm not sure what's happening next after that. Now this feels like it should be a target. How do we get there? So here. I don't know how we're breaking through there. How are we doing this, everyone? Okay. I could bring the rook in. Okay, I'm going to bring the rook in because I can't see anything immediate. With potentially the bishop coming back. So now he's forcing me to do something. Okay, that's a good move. He gets a square in the middle of the board. That's a little bit annoying. Okay, we have to give him that square. I don't really have much option. And he's defended this pretty well, right? Now, I don't even know if I want to go here. Do I want to go there? I really want to play this, but it's not quite ready yet, I think. So, if I go here and take there, I'm very tempted to do that. And finally, okay, this one just seems wrong. So I haven't found a good way to get through, have I? Right, anything else? Okay, I'm going to go back to these ideas. Let's just go forwards. It's either going to work or not. And h6, we've got to follow up with something aggressive. Getting a little bit short time. Now, I wanted to take there and just go all in. King takes, and then f5 takes, and then rook takes, queen takes, knight here. But I've given up so... Okay, I think we have to go for that. So here takes, here takes, and if queen takes, knight d6. I'm not even going to bother counting the pieces. I win his queen, but he gets about 400 pieces for the queen. And if here takes, okay, so he's eliminating that. But now rather than take him the knight, it looked like his weak point. And I think, and I did this course at Chessable. It's called The Art of Attack, and it's based on a book by Volkovich, I think it was. And he talks about finding a focal point when you're attacking. And h7 is quite well defended now. So you always have to find an area of attack. And now this one is certainly the focal point. Now, knight here will force him to give up the exchange. Must do. So this is the simplest way. Also, knight f6, very interesting. There's no threat over here. Let's just make sure that queen is not going to do anything naughty. And he has to give up his queen. Okay, well, a queen is a queen is a queen. And we still got this area to come into. So concentrate on the focal point where you're trying to attack. Line up all your pieces and just go for it. And that's what we're trying to do here. If the knight comes to f5, we will use the g-pawn. And what's he got for the queen? He shouldn't have enough for the queen. So in we come. And now I'm also going to take his bishop. So it actually went pretty well in the end. It was weird because my attack looked very good there. But it bringing his knight back to the square seemed to work pretty well. Obviously, he's lost in this position. I'm going to take the bishop. So we're on 5 points. 2 more. I'll take 7 points this week. A little bit more focus in that game. And you should always check the games just to compare what the computer says to your own thoughts. This position is very nice and white. I know, half a pawn advantage is all you can get in chess nowadays. And this, again, seemed correct. This bishop d2, correct. c4 comes. And around about here, it looks lovely, right? And yeah, maybe I should just go knight g5 straight away. Maybe I did diver and daver a little bit too much here. I wasn't sure how to proceed with the attack. Maybe even h4 is a useful move to support the knight coming in. So we played this one. It's probably all right. But I'm not sure about this. This was a mistake because now he gets this very nice square in the center of the board, which I was annoyed to give him. So I thought, all right, let's go all in. The focal point I could see was f7, so let's try to attack it. And my figuring is that if he goes h6, I was certainly going to take an f7. And the computer doesn't say I'm a complete wally. Look, the computer agrees with my reasoning. That is unbelievable. And after this, well, my reasoning was this one. And actually, it does say that my thinking was correct. Here. So it's nice when the computer agrees. And I thought I must have a big attack. I know I'm a piece down here, but look. You just got to count the attackers somehow, sometimes. And I've only got one piece which is not attacking. So this would have been quite successful. And in the game, well, he's in a lot of trouble now. And we picked the most sensible way to win. There are probably other ways to try and win. You could sacrifice here, but this just looked good. And with the bishop coming here, we stop any funky stuff here. And next move, we're going to come in. His king side will collapse. So that was the end. So actually, that was a bit of a better game there. I mean, the game review, I never trust his game reviews, but it's, I have muted him. Woohoo! It was over 90%. That's like a miracle for me. To get over 90% accuracy is nice. And a lot of the games have been around 2900, even though results have not matched the games. It's been an interesting Tart Tuesday, and we got 2 more crazy games to go. We got 2 more pawns to sacrifice and pieces, and we're definitely going to try to throw some more wood on the fire to keep a little bit warm. And let's have a look at the main tournament as well. I mean, you've got the proper players. Hikaru and Magnus, have they played? They probably haven't then. Let's see if we can watch them play. And they both drew of each other. So the 2 legends of chess at the top there. Christopher Yu at the top, and wow, Stanley Battistoni. This is I played this guy recently, and he's an English junior. He's having a fantastic tournament, 7.5 out of 9. A real talent from England. It's nice to see. England seem to have a number of strong players now, which is really good. I mean, and this is Jeffrey Jean versus Anish Giri. So can we click on that? And Jeffrey won. He beat Anish Giri, which is always a good result because Anish clearly a very strong player. So 2 games to go. We're going for 7 points, and yeah, I mean it's really good. English chess at the moment is thriving. I mean I played the the 4NCL on the Saturday. I had 3 games. On Saturday, I was playing an 11-year-old who's he's about 23, 30 already. 11 years. He had white, and he's going to be like 24, 25, 2600 in no time. Incredible player. If I could pronounce his name, I would, but I can't, and I've forgotten it now. I'm so bad with names, I can't even remember my own name half the time. And but he was incredible. And then on Saturday, I was playing a Grandmaster from Spain who lives in England, who played well against me. I didn't play very well. And on Sunday, I managed to win against another talented junior, Yona Willow. So it was kind of average for me, the tournament. Losing a game takes the sting off it, but 1.5. Can't get more average than that out of 3. So there we go. This is now round 9, 2 to go. Should we try and work out where we are in the standings? So it started with, I don't know, maybe more players than that. Seems like Title Tuesday's gone down a bit. And let's just roll down, see if we can find us. What are we on? We're on 5, aren't we? So, okay. Well, we're in with another game. So, next one. And we need these 2 games now. If he goes D4, we know what we're doing, don't we? We have to do it. We've got 50%. Oh, he hasn't played it. I'm kind of like happy and sad because now he goes here. We can't do the crazy mushroom cowboy gambit, whatever the hell I called it. We're gonna have to go for a Dutch and into a Dutch now, and we might get a Rapport Dutch if he goes G3, which a lot of people are avoiding against me now. No, he's going for it, so I'm gonna go Stonewall with the hope. Are we gonna get it? This is the last chess course that I created, and we've got it. And I've heard some really good things about this so far. Now this move, I don't necessarily believe, because it's just a bit of a weakness, and I can probably play normally now, but maybe I can also do this. Let's now think about the best way to meet this idea. Well, I'm gonna go with C6, and I'm gonna put this knight over here, and I'm gonna try to play H6 and G5, so we can still play in an aggressive way, because I just feel like this is a weakness. So whenever your opponent does something peculiar, you have to change plans. But yeah, this setup where we often play H5 ourselves is the last course that I've done, and I'm very happy with the course. And like I say, it has got everyone I've spoken to said it's a good course. So if you want very interesting opening against D4, which is sound, it's not the hillbilly madness, go and check out that course. It's on sale, and thank you to everyone who's brought it, and let me know. I've heard some of you getting some great results of it. So this is my plan anyway. So now that he's got H4, I'm not castling because I still want the H file. So we're hinting upon the possibility of going G5, and he therefore throws his knight in. Well, I'm going to go G5 anyway. This is my plan, and if he takes here, one of the things I talk about in the course is if you're not castled, you can take the bishop. Have to watch out for some checks here. So E3 could be interesting now. If I take the bishop, there's check and checkmate. So we don't want to fall into that. But we like seeing that. We like seeing the H file opening because now there's no E3s. We're covering that one. And we have what should be a very pleasant position here. I'm wondering, is that nearly works? But I want to get my queen to the H file. So we're making way for the queen to get the H file. Expect he has to play knight A4 here. That could be a move that, okay, he's taking. So we'll take with a D pawn because now our bishop has this square. I've also got ideas of knight takes G3. So he stops that, and I think my priority is get the queen over here. It threatens checkmate. Very nice position. The bishop's coming here. I can castle. This is all part of the plan of this opening, and well, I mean, I could even take this pawn at some point. I can maybe even take it now and win a pawn, but checkmate seems more fun, right? So let's just go for checkmate. Now he has to move his rook, otherwise he will get mated. And now then I'm thinking, do I have B6 with the possibility of trying to get the bishop here? Because the only square that his king can escape to is F1, which he stops with this move. And I played that a little bit complacently, didn't I? Didn't need to do that. And now I'm really taking a lot of risks here when I had a great position anyway. Just threatening this one. But what if I go here anyway? He takes, I go king c7. And now, again, this is my idea. Here and here. I'm attacking his rook. So now, check here, check here, check. I think this is winning. Check here, check, king e1, check. This looks winning. This is my idea all along. So check, check. This is the point of my play. And I think it's winning. And it actually worked out pretty well. Queen g1. Or even queen h1 is a very pretty way to win. Give up the queen. And he's one tempo too slow. So maybe this idea was quite clever. It looked a bit risky because I had a great position anyway. And we're one game away from getting 7 points, which would be great. And can we finish and start? I just want to make sure that is mate. We don't want to... He'd probably resign before I play it. Should we offer him a draw? Should we offer him a draw? I love a bit of risk. You ready? Ready? Oh no, I don't want to... Okay, I'll go check here. Can we make sure... is that right? Oh, look at that. A queen sacrifice. Queen g1 a bit nicer. Now, if he does take it, I'm going to offer him a draw. Because I just love a risk taking. There's no offense. Okay, we'll offer him a draw. Oh, I can't offer him a draw before move 30. I'm just too damn good. I'm just too good. And look at that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son. Okay, well it's a good little it's a good opening. That Rapport Dutch, it is an opening I'm very comfortable. And actually now most players tend to avoid playing the main line against me because this opening is so good. If you want to learn more about how to play that opening, solid Stonewall, but it goes into a great attack, you have to buy that course from Ginger Gem, which will help support these streams as well. If not, just throw a like, throw a subscribe. And let's have a look at that game. One more game. We're 1 point away from 7. 7 will be good. We just need to win the next game. And that was fun, right? That was fun. So it got kind of funky around g5. And I feel around here I should be happy. And the computer is greasing me that e3 would have been the best move, getting the queen in. And I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to cope with that. I was thinking I either take, I either move the knight there, but e3 would have been a clever move. And I think as soon as he does this, well, he's in trouble now, isn't he? Because first of all, I double his pawns, so I've got a better pawn structure. And maybe queen c7 would have been preferable because my queen's coming over here anyway, so I need to get it to one of these two squares. And this move is quite blunt because I'm trying to come this way, but it's a little bit exposed, my bishop. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, but we're back to having a great position here. And now here, there was a better way to win. F4, of course, and I should know this. This is pretty standard stuff. Only saw one idea here, putting the bishop on a6, but a very common idea in these positions, when you've got your pawn out the way, and I do even talk about this, easy to miss in the blitz game, is bishop h3. Bishop h3 is the killer. So for example, here, check, here, bishop h3. And this combination, I'm going to win that one and win everything. Queen f3 doesn't work. I check, take on g2. So this is a well-known combination. But b6 was intriguing, and it's still crushing because this one is coming in. And now after here, king d7 is not the kind of move you really want to play, but a5 was the winning move. So actually, I think this is a pretty good game. This is such a strong idea because it's the only way his king can escape. He now blunders, taking a pawn with check, because after here I get out of the pin, I'm threatening to capture his rook, and I've got this big threat. Well, my main threat is this checkmate idea, as we saw in the game. And queen here, check, here, and now mate in 2. And it's always nice sacrificing the queen to give a mate. The more sane way of playing is to go this way and just take the bishop next move on f1. So, but we don't always do the same way, do we? One more game. win the next, we get to 7 points. 7 out of 11 in this tournament is good, especially with all the crazy openings we're playing today. And just got to win the next game. Next week it'll be 7.5, then 8. Don't know what that was. It's like a train's just gone through my mind. 8.5, 9. So let's do it. Now I'd like to let's have a look who's leading. So Magnus is on 9.5. How is our young hero getting on? Is he playing? Our young English player. He probably lost that last game because he's playing some really strong players, but he's having a great tournament anyway. It's good to see. Really nice guy from a really nice family as well. And Parham, who I lost to in the first round's up there as expected. Quality act. And we'll just pause at my end for you. Next round starting any second. Okay, it's the last game, and we got a challenge as we're playing 27.89, which is a really good rating. I mean, I know you guys are probably used to watching the 3000s, but realistically, someone with a rating like this online is very, very good. And we're getting into a sharp Benko, where I play probably the opening with the most stupidest name, the Nescafe Frappe attack. Nescafe Frappe attack. I can't even say it. That's how stupid it is. And the whole point of this opening is, well, rather than set the gambit pawns, I go mental. Whoa! It's all gambit time. Have some pawns. Have them. And I like gambiting. So we're trying to free up all of our pieces. And I saw a long time ago, there was a game, I think it was Eduardo, French Grandmaster, trying this idea out. And I wish I could remember what you're supposed to do, but there's a lot of tactical stuff going on, so really gonna have to concentrate here. Can we do it? Can we get to 7 points? Can we get a little bit of confidence back here? So what do we do? Queen f3 is one idea. A4 another idea. What are we doing? Just developing. Takes check, another idea. Come in. What are we playing here, guys? Queen f3, bishop here. I can't see anything immediate. Can anyone? So what if we just develop? Looks a bit strange just developing, to be honest, but if he now moves the bishop, I can take and take here. So this is what I was waiting for, because we get one pawn back now, which is a good start. Now castling, probably okay. I can take this one as well. That bishop, am I worried about that bishop coming out and developing? My knight looks good, but is it really good? I don't know if it is. Bishop coming here. Let's take that one, because we might, check he comes here. So we're only a pawn down here, some compensation. I don't know if I should have got rid of that knight. Maybe that was a mistake, because he's coming in quickly to the square. So yeah, it doesn't look as good now that I've played it, which is normally the case when I play something. So we're a pawn down. I'm hoping I still have some initiative, but I'm just not sure, because we're going to win this pawn back now. This is my idea, and it should be a little bit better for me. Really should be, this position. Got better development. I've got good light square control. My rooks can come in as they may do now. F4 also potential. He's going to move his rook there, maybe. No, because I take there. So let's go F4. Don't know if that or rookie one's better, but this is a bit more stable because pawns are better at defending. But my time is now getting low. I need to get the other rook in the game. And I think rookie one's like a good pre-move kind of thing to play. Even though one of the games I lost was a pre-move, wasn't it? Now knight here doesn't work because he takes the queens and then he takes my knight. But G4 is also something I could consider, but I don't know. I like rookie one. It's just a nice, simple move. And I don't know. I mean, obviously he's having to think here because he doesn't know what he's playing. Okay, he's going for a bad ending. Now, do I keep the queens on? I'm going to keep them on. I probably don't need to because taking the queens is a big advantage. But we are going from... I should have just taken the bloody queen off, shouldn't I? Idiot. This is still good, but not as good as it was. Okay. So why have I played like this? Okay, I should have just taken the ending with the better position. It was rather silly to play this, and it's annoying when you do something and immediately you're like, why did I do that? Because you start to have regrets. Because knight b6 now looks good, but let's keep pushing. Wow, he's opening his king up there. That gives me the f5 square. I thought this must be bad for him. Bishop d3 is another line. He should never take Harry. Never take Harry in a million years. I've also got rook f1, so all my pieces are starting to fly towards his king now. Bishop d3. If he attacks, knight b6 was the move he should have done. If I don't win this, I am an idiot. We already know I'm an idiot. So he's just trying to find a way to defend. I've got two tempting follow-up moves. Rook takes pawn or rook f1. Against this one, let's threaten this guy here. Okay, now, is there something very clever here can be done? What about just this? Got to play rook here, and then e6. We can play here as well. That's maybe a better way for him to hold on when we win only one pawn. And he's defending. But I'm also covering most things, but he's found, all credit to him, he's found a way to defend. Now, this one... Okay, let's push. We don't have to... And let's just consolidate that very strong pawn. Try to get the rook in next. Is he going for the ending? Well, he can go for the ending. It shouldn't help him. I mean, if he checks, so what? He's thinking about grabbing this one, because otherwise it's horrible, horrible. That's... Oh, my time. Let's not lose on time. Okay. Maybe I could have gone e7 there. I just wasn't 100% about that move. Oh, what have I done? Have I allowed him to take this one? He's trying to work it out as I am. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen a8. So if he plays rook takes as queen a8. Queen a8, isn't that good? Isn't this good? Isn't this good? Yes, come on! Get in there, son. Come on! Put that in your pipe and smoke it. A calm celebration. But we got a 7 points. That's better than we've done for a long time. And that last game was quite juicy. Obviously not a perfect game, but we're back. We're back in business. We won the last 3, showing a bit of potential there. Bet many of you wrote me off there. We didn't have to rage quit. Woohoo! And we got a decent score. 7 points is good. We're just going to have to get 7.5 next time. 8, 8.5. Get back to where we belong. And we had some very fun openings in the process. Have a quick look where we came this week. Top 100 is always pretty good against these monsters that are playing. And are we top 100? We got to scroll down. What do we get? 7 points. Well, we should be. Yeah, it's not really. We're on the same as David Howe. Look at that. And David Howe is a much stronger player than me. Even if I can get, he probably played much stronger players than me, to be fair. But I did play a couple. But there we go. We saw my name there somewhere. It was somewhere there. Scroll down. 71st. We'll take it. Please throw me a like. Please throw me a subscribe. I'll try to do more videos. I'm still waiting for the internet to get sorted in my house. As soon as it's sorted, I'll be much more comfortable playing at home. So I'll probably play better then, you know. And I'll do 2 Tile Tuesday a week. Double the fun. And we'll try to do some other stuff at some point. But as always, life's pretty mental and busy with, I don't know, Well, it was the snooker the last couple of weeks. I love the snooker. Love it. Love watching snooker. But sure some other shit will turn up. That was good shit. Don't mind the good shit. Thank you, everyone. Have a good week. And yeah, cheers for tuning in. Bye.